How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today I'm going to talk about how much it costs to take one shower. A while ago, I had a conversation with a friend where he actually goes to work to take a shower instead of taking it at home. What he does is this, and I've heard this multiple times, not just that particular person, is that they may wake up in the morning, not take a shower, instead go to work, perhaps they might do a workout or something, and then they take a shower at work. The reasoning for this is simple, and you can probably guess that if you shower at work, you're going to use their hot water instead, you're going to use their water instead. Now, there's a question if you're allowed to do this or not. You're allowed to use the facilities, but are you allowed to use it every single day? Are you allowed to use the shower if you don't work out? These are questions that you could ask your human resources of your company, but I'm going to leave that up to you guys to see if that you should be doing this or not. What I want to do today instead is calculate the cost savings if you shower at work instead of showering at home. All I want to know is, does it make that much of a difference? Obviously, it's not going to be in like the $100 range every single month. Before doing this calculation, I was thinking, hey, maybe it's only like $1 a month or something, or it might be up to $10 or $15. I really did not know. There's a huge range to this, and this is why I want to make this calculation. Now, in order to do this calculation, I made various assumptions, and you kind of have to depending on where you are, because the temperature that your water heater needs to heat your water will vary. It needs to heat it from a certain temperature up to a certain temperature. So over here, you'll see a typical water temperature across different months for somewhere in the Bay Area. So in month 1, you see that typical water temperature is 51 degrees Fahrenheit. And then in February, 54, and then all the way up to December is 54 again. In the summer months, you can see that the water gets a little bit warmer, 58, 59, 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Now here's a spreadsheet that I developed. I just kind of plugged all this in and did my own calculations here. Now, if you guys are interested in this spreadsheet and kind of plugging in your own numbers, I do offer the source file for my Patreon members. If you're interested in checking that out, any level would do. Even if you contribute $1, you can have access to all the spreadsheets I have ever shared in the past. Check out my Patreon page at the end of this video or down in the video description below. Now, over here, the first line is tap water temperature. Now, I just took the average of the 12 months because I don't want to figure it out for every single month. This will let you know that it actually costs you more to take a shower in the winter months because your water heater needs to heat up your water more in order to reach that same temperature. The water heater output temperature needs to be about 108 degrees Fahrenheit. And then there's going to be some heat loss. I estimate about 3 degrees Fahrenheit heat loss from your water heater all the way to the exit of your shower head. The typical loss is anywhere from 2 to 4 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, you realize that when you take a shower, you're actually mixing hot water and cold water together back to a lower temperature. So in essence, you can kind of think of the water as being heated to that temperature. What's really happening is that your water heater is heating it up something much higher than that. And then by the time it gets to your shower, it mixes the hot water and cold water. But the heating is the same. You can do the calculation just by assuming you heat all of that water to 105 degrees. So the difference is going to be between 108 degrees and 55.8. So right here, the difference in temperature is 52.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, your water heater is going to have some heat loss just for sitting there. Now, we're not going to count this in because we're going to talk about the delta between you taking a shower at work versus you taking it at home. So you still need to turn on your hot water heater. It's still going to lose some heat over time. The shower head water rate. Now, this matters a lot because I have an efficient one that's 1.5 gallon a minute and a not so efficient one that's 2.5 gallons per minute. This is close to twice the amount here. So I'm just going to go with 1.5 gallon per minute over here. Shower time is about 15 minutes. I do about 20 minutes, and you know, some people even do 30 minutes, and some people go really crazy and do like 1 hour showers. So you just multiply these two together and you get 22.5 gallons of water used. Now you got to convert this gallons of water into how many pounds that water weighs. So you got to multiply it by 8.33 pounds. This is how many pounds each gallon of water weighs, and you get 187.4 pounds. So this number in itself is kind of interesting because 187 pounds of water is pretty heavy. It's like one person's weight. Through the course of your showering, you're actually pouring all this weight onto yourself. Of course, it doesn't feel like that much unless you're like trying to carry all of this all at once. Now, then we're going to go to natural gas calculations. 1 BTU is the amount of energy it takes to heat 1 pound of water up 1 degrees Fahrenheit. So you do 187 pounds times 52.2 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the amount of degrees that we need to heat up this water from 55.8 degrees Fahrenheit all the way up to 108 degrees Fahrenheit. So the BTU used for your total shower of 15 minutes is about 10,000. I put 9,777 here, but we're just gonna round to 10,000 or so. Cost per 100,000 BTUs, which is one therm, which is, if you look in your natural gas bill, they always charge you in therms. They go, okay, one therm is how much? I look on my bill, it's about $1.50 per therm. So about 1/10 of that is 15 cents. So it costs 15 cents in order to heat that water up to your shower temperature level. Now, it's not just the heating cost here. You also used water. Water is calculated by 1 CCF, which is 100 cubic feet, which equals to 748 gallons. So I look on my water bill, and every 748 gallons cost me $4.05. I noticed that the service fee is quite high. So even if you use zero water, it's gonna cost me personally about $25 every single month. So if I absolutely don't use any water, I still have to pay this $25. I don't factor this in. I'm calculating based on if you do this change, this small change where you go, okay, I'm gonna feel a little bit dirty and I'm gonna go into work and take a shower. And I know people that does this. This is kind of like a paradigm shift. It's kind of like, well, should you do this first or you do this second? You just kind of shift your resources around, and once you get used to it, I do think it is possible if your employer allows this. Now we go back and calculate the cost per gallon of water, which is half a penny for every single gallon. So when you turn on the faucet and you fill up 1 gallon of water, that's actually costing you half a penny. Now, half a penny is not all that much. It's kind of like one flush of the toilet is half a penny. You can do this all day long, do this 100 times, and it will still only cost you about 50 cents. So water, you know, in a way is kind of cheap. So we use about 22.5 gallons of water for this shower. The total cost of that is 12 cents. Now you can imagine if you take twice as long in the shower, it's going to cost you 24 cents for water instead. Now we add up the heating cost of that water, which is 14.7 cents, and then the cost of the water itself, which is 12.2 cents. Now we come to a grand total of 27 cents for the cost of this shower. We multiply this by 20, which is the number of showers you would be taking if you go to work every single weekday and take your shower, assuming you don't go in on weekends just to take a shower. The grand total per month is $5.37. So let's think about this here. $5.37. Is this worth it to do? I'm not going to make any judgment if you should or should not do this. I'm merely estimating the cost for you guys so you guys can decide on your own. If you do this change for a whole year, assuming you have 2 weeks of a vacation and you go to work 250 days a year, this will essentially save you $67.12 in water and natural gas costs. Now, $67, you have to think, is this worth it for you for this inconvenience? It sort of is like an inconvenience because you gotta drive, you gotta get on your commute, and you gotta feel like, you know, not quite clean on your way to work. And somehow you gotta like go and use their facilities, and you also need to pack up, you know, your showering gear and stuff. You gotta, you know, always sort of have this uncomfortable feeling of, you know, using a shower that's not really yours. Some people might go, oh my gosh, this is crazy penny pinching. $67, I would rather just pay this and just, you know, take my showers at home. Again, I'm not going to be the judge of this because I know there's going to be a certain camp of people that goes, oh my gosh, if you do this, you can save $67, I'm in. And then there's also going to be another camp of people that goes, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're making a video about this penny pinchingness and, you know, just saving only $67 a year. I'd rather just pay all of this. With that said, this satisfied my personal curiosity that every single shower I take costs about 25 cents. In retrospect, when I was in Japan, they charged me anywhere from $2 to $5 for a single shower. So they are making a little bit of profit there. I hope you guys enjoyed this back of the envelope analysis of how much it costs to take a shower. If you're interested in supporting this channel, check out my Audible link down in the video description below where you can get a free audiobook. And if you don't like this audiobook, you can cancel it before the subscription expires and you can still keep this audiobook for free and for life. I also have a Patreon over here where you can contribute as little as $1 a month and you can still get access to all of the spreadsheet I've used in the past. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that bell icon so that you get a new notification whenever I upload a brand new video. Thanks for watching.